Noin, onnistui. Lämpimästi tervetuloa kaikille Brahma Kumariksen luennolle, sunnuntai-luennolle, henkisen kasvun ihanille luennoille. Meillä on tänään tähtivieras kaukaa Englannista, Manchesterista, ja esittelen Ruth Liddlen hetken kuluttua. Sitä ennen käydään läpi käännösasiaa, eli me saadaan simultaanitulkkaus tälle ihanalle luennolle. Ja jos olet tietokoneella, niin etsi semmoinen maapallo kohta sieltä koneelta. Oi, me saatiin, kiitos, ihana kuvakin sinne. Ja sen takaa semmoinen teksti kuin interpretation, eli tulkkaus, ja sieltä suomi. Eli tietokoneelta maapallo, ja sen takaa interpretation, ja valitse sieltä suomi. Jos taas olet kännykällä, niin paina 3 pistettä kohtaa, ja sen takaa löytyy interpretation ja suomi. Ja tämä meidän ihana tunnin mittainen luento tässä etenee nyt niin, että me saadaan kohta alkaa kuuntelemaan meidän ihanaa aihetta. Näin avaat sisäiset lukkosi. Ja meillä on semmoinen puolen tunnin luento aiheesta, ja tämän jälkeen meillä kaikilla on mahdollisuus esittää kysymyksiä. Ja tässä Zoomissa on chatti, niin chattiin laittakaa ihmeessä mitä vaan kysymyksiä tulee, niin tulkkaillaan niitä sitten Ruthille englantiin, niin saadaan hyvää keskusteluakin aikaiseksi. Ja sitten meillä on tämän luennon jälkeen vielä saadaan ohjattu meditaatio, niin meillä on ihana lopetus tälle luennolle. So, warm welcome, Ruth. Sorry if I finish for a while. Maybe you understood something.
My name. England.
And we have now interpretation. And if I introduce you, so our beautiful topic today is tools to unlock the inner blockages. And when we come across an inner blockages, it feels like we have encountered a locked door. The good news is that life has given us a toolbox and a set of keys for every lock. Raja Yoga meditation helps us to identify the old beliefs that many of us carry that act like locked doors. They block our vision of the way ahead and show us and slow us down. Ruth Liddle takes us to light and entertaining look at 7 key beliefs that can be very useful to explore on a personal level. Ruth Liddle is one of the coordinating team at Inner Space Manchester. Her background is in education, and she has more than 20 years experience teaching a variety of subjects in schools and universities in UK, Singapore, Malaysia, and South Korea. She has been a meditation student and teacher with Brahma Kumaris since 1995. So warm welcome, Ruth, and thank you for coming, and we are all very excited to hear about these magical tools.
Thank you very much, Marla, and it's my privilege to be in Finland this afternoon. I'd like to offer some ideas. With many of the talks and workshops the Brahma Kumaris do, different speakers offer their own personal experience. And with me, it's always an intention to be a catalyst to start something off for you by sharing my journey. So I have come up with 7 key beliefs, but these are beliefs that belong to my journey. I suspect that you will recognize those beliefs, but the important thing is what to do when I find them. Because the beliefs that are slowing me down or causing a blockage in my journey through life, those beliefs become great powers when I transform them and use the opposite. So let's explore together. It's an enormous topic and a short time, but let's have some fun. And the idea is not to feel heavy and think, oh, no. It's never that, because the energy of the soul, the human spirit, is happiness, joy, bliss, love, peace, gentleness, very light and warm and comfortable feelings. So if I start to feel a little bit heavy, I'm experiencing the side of my personality that's actually causing blockages. So it's nice to look at that. I'm going to share some slides with you. And if it's useful, a copy of these can be made available afterwards, not in Finnish, but in English. So here is our topic: tools to unlock the inner blockages. Unlock, unblock, the same. So let's take a look. Hopefully the slideshow will work. Yes. So where do my self-limiting beliefs come from? Self-limiting, it means they block me, they stop me, they hold me back, they make me heavy. So first of all, to understand where these beliefs come from. And if you're a student of Raja Yoga meditation that Brahma Kumaris teach, you'll know that in our course, we talk about the human consciousness, the soul, and we talk about three energies. One is the energy of mind. And mind is very expansive. It goes from 1 to 2 to 4 to 16 to 256. Mind loves to create. Now, to keep mind under control, we have what we call intellect, which is not anything to do with intelligence. Intellect, everyone has, and everyone has the potential to have such a clean and clear intellect that it can see anything that's not true, meaning anything that's not helpful and positive. So the intellect works with the energy of the mind and brings that energy to one thought or one feeling, one decision, one. So we've two energies at work, one creating thoughts and the other managing. So what happens over the course of time is mind will think something, the intellect will decide whether I'm going to say anything or do anything or just keep quiet. But a record of every decision I make, every thought I create is kept in an area we call impressions, or an Indian word, sanskars. And that's like a memory track. It's like a CD or a tape where everything's recorded. And we have layer upon layer of recordings. But underneath all of the recordings is the real me. And the real me doesn't have any beliefs. The real me just knows. For example, like a very small child, maybe 2 or 3 years old. A child of that age doesn't have beliefs in the same way that we do. A child of that age will know something as good or bad. I like this, I don't like this. So yes, no, black, white, happy, sad, like, dislike. very simple, very pure. And the responses that come from the child are just an expression of the needs. So as we grow up, different people, places, and things influence me. I'll just show you 3 areas. You may have seen these before. First of all, the body. As a spiritual being, I am light, invisible spiritual light. But the body is very solid and very real. If I knock the body, I feel pain. So my connection with the body is very strong. And I need this body, just like I need a heavy overcoat when the weather is cold to protect my body. The body is like the costume of the soul. And so, along with the body come objects, like in my case, my scarf. And I really like this scarf. Yeah? This scarf has good memories for me. I like it. I'm influenced by this scarf. I put a different one on earlier and I thought, no, I'm going to wear my favorite. So small things, small attractions. So objects and anything I own, anything I decorate my body with, somehow I get attached to it. I get stuck to it. I think it's mine. And so I have beliefs. Yes, if somebody takes something that's mine, I feel that's wrong. You're a bad person. I believe that because of my attachment, but it's not true. That other person's just a soul. The other thing that I'm very much influenced by are my senses, my sight, my smell, my taste, hearing, touch. And it's very easy to lose myself and very easy to think that I am what I see or what I hear. If somebody says something kind to me, I might feel better. If I see something, somebody else has something better, or somebody else has taken my something, I might feel something. And so I get confused between what is me, what is my feelings, what is real and true and eternal, and what is not. So that's the body. And so I have a lot of beliefs about my body. I'm in a black body, living in, as a child, a white society. And I was very confused. And I took on a lot of ideas because I didn't understand as a small child. I've got one I'll share. This is very new and recent. Someone who knows my mother very well, she sent me a copy of a letter. And this was a letter from my mum to her mum about a year before she was born. And my mother was talking about me. Now, I grew up with a lot of beliefs about myself, that I was a nuisance and my mum's life would have been better if I had been a better child, or white instead of black, all sorts of ideas. In this letter, she wrote 2 things that changed the way I felt about myself. One was that she was going on holiday and she was determined to take Ruth, me, with her. And so that made me think, oh, she wanted me with her. I wasn't a nuisance. Second, she wrote about what I was saying. So I was 3 years old, 3 years and 3 months. And she said, Ruth tells everybody that when she's naughty, she gets on my nerves. So when Ruth is badly behaved, she irritates. At 3 years, I picked up that. And the second thing, she said, when Ruth won't go to bed at night, and when she won't go to sleep, she tells me, or she asks me, are you utterly weary of my nonsense? Are you absolutely tired of my silly behavior? So a 3-year-old is like a sponge, and we're like sponges in our life. The second area is a big one. Our roles and relationships and responsibilities. We develop a lot of beliefs. So my example just there, beliefs about my relationship with my mum. What I understood, my perception. And now, 60 years later, 6 decades later, I'm sorting that out. It's a very deep thing. Now, these things can cause a blockage, these beliefs. They can cause me to feel bad about myself. They can cause me to doubt, perhaps my mother. And then in terms of responsibilities, I have beliefs about that. Yeah. I am responsible to look after my immediate family. I am responsible to do my job. I'm responsible to do this or that. I have my duties. And sometimes the belief about what we have to do causes some heaviness or resentment. For example, if an elderly family member is a little difficult and I have to visit to help, I might think, oh no, and feel a little bit heavy or resentful. Why me? I might start to think, why don't my other family members do their fair share? Why don't they help? So all sorts of thoughts, and these are negative thoughts. They're not kind. They're not thoughts that will empower or encourage someone to do more. And they make me feel heavy. So they limit me. I am limiting myself, my energy, my enthusiasm, my kindness by having these beliefs and using them. Finally, events and experiences in my story from birth right through life. Things have happened. I've had experiences. Some I might list as painful, others joyful. I have feelings about all of those things. And they can pull me. Something that was painful, I might revisit in my mind. And I might think about it, look at it from different angles to try and understand it, because I want to erase it. I don't want it there. But I'm looking at it from this position. I can't see why, I can't understand, I don't have enough power to step back and look and see what's really going on. So these 3 areas, sorry, I went too fast there. Never mind. Those 3 areas are causing me to create beliefs or think about things that I've laid down as beliefs. Very quickly, this might be familiar also. This is very key. I will look at the 7 key beliefs in a moment, but it's good to look at this first, and then we'll see why those beliefs and the suggested opposite belief can be helpful. So my state of consciousness, this is just the I am. Okay, so for example, in my story, I, as a 3-year-old child, I thought I was a nuisance. No, I'm a nuisance. I'm a problem for my mum. I make her life difficult. Now, if that's my thinking, my I am, what am I going to think? How am I going to feel? Not very happy. And that will affect my attitude. As a small child, I might try to please my mum or get my mum's attention. But because I'm a small child, I don't know the best way. And so, in fact, I might make things worse. She wants to be quiet and relax, and I'm trying to make her happy. So my attitude will be influenced, and the way I see or look at my mum, I'll be looking, is she happy? Does she like me? Does she love me? I'll be looking. And if she smiles, I think, oh, that's good. I'll believe that's what I have to do as a small child. And then I'll do what I think. And perhaps what I did yesterday made my mum happy. But if I do it today, tomorrow, and for a week, it might get a little bit too much. I don't know how to self-regulate. I don't know how to manage. I'm not developmentally, I don't understand enough, but I'm doing my best. But that state of consciousness is driving my actions. And then my experience, what I record in my impressions, in my memory track, will be laid down. And it will either reinforce my beliefs or change them. And then I am. So if my experience was that my mum was happy with me, I might think at the end, I'm not a nuisance. My mum loves me. I am lovable. And so then my self-esteem is higher. I'll have a better experience. So it's a very simple model. But this is how these key beliefs can become powerful by practicing that state of consciousness. I am, and a positive statement, I can make it real. I can feel it, I can be it, I can see it, I can experience it, and I can become confident that yes, I am. So let's move to these beliefs. And, oh, sorry. There we go. So I am, I think, I feel, I position myself, I see, I do, I create. And I create my next state of consciousness. So next slide. We've got 7 beliefs. I've lost my heading. I don't know where, it'll come somewhere, I think. I'm not very good at animations on PowerPoint. So here's a belief. I'm powerless. There's nothing I can do. Have you ever felt that? There's nothing I can do. It's too difficult, it's too big, it's too expensive. I have no power. Or this person is not, I can't have a good relationship with this person. So what can I counter that with? This is very powerful. I'm powerless? No, I can. I can make a difference because I think I can. Going back to that cycle of consciousness. My thoughts and my feelings drive my attitude, my vision, my actions. I remember seeing a very beautiful poster when I was teaching in Singapore. It was a rock athlete, maybe in the Grand Canyon, somewhere like that, with a beautiful sunset. It was the most gorgeous picture. And the climber was almost upside down with no rope, nothing. And this slogan, I can because I think I can. This is the power of believing in myself. And through meditation, we develop that. Small things and then bigger things. I can because I think I can. I can do more than I can possibly imagine. So there's one key belief. I can because I think I can. I can when I think I can. If I think I can. So we can see how slippery these beliefs are. How I can easily slip back into the feeling I'm powerless. I can't. So an affirmation. Write it, put it on your refrigerator, make a t-shirt. Remind myself, I can because I think I can. I am powerful. Here's one. This is a belief that comes when my self-esteem is low, when I am experiencing ego, not my spiritual truth. I'm not as good as them. I see them here and I'm here. Not equal. Have you ever felt that? Now, this is a statement that one of the senior teachers in Brahma Kumaris told me when I was sharing how I felt I wasn't as good as other people. I felt I was bad and not worthy. And she said, Ruth, you are no less. No less than the highest, purest, the best. And it's true. If I believe it and if I work with it. I am no less, you are no less, we are equal. And we are equal to the highest. That's a nice feeling. So another t-shirt slogan or something else to think about. Oh, does anyone tell themselves this? I don't have time. Yeah, no, I don't have time. This is was a slogan for me for many years because I am very time conscious. And something that worked for me very well in South Korea, I have all the time in the world. That works. I remember often I was late for work. I was a university lecturer and we were supposed to be in school well before the class. But because I was living in a Brahma Kumari center, often there were courses or there was work to do. And usually I would take a bus. Occasionally I'd take a taxi because I was late. But the traffic in Seoul was terrible. And one day I was late. So late I had to call my boss and say, please tell the students I'm going to be a few minutes late. And he said, oh, I'll go. Yes, I'll do that. And I arrived 20 minutes late. And he said, oh, I'll go and talk to the students. I said, no, it's fine, Roy. I'll go. And it was fine, actually. But what I did all the time while I waited for a taxi to come, and while the taxi drove very, very, very slowly through all the traffic, I was saying, I have all the time in the world. I have all the time in the world. And what I was doing was meditating and taking myself out of the belief that I was short of time. And somehow that energy worked for me. Experiment. How do you feel if you say, I have no time? Sort of rushed, impatient, irritable, frustrated. I have all the time in the world. Calm, comfortable. Maybe I change my priorities or my schedule to keep that feeling. And when I meet other people, there's a feeling of having all the time in the world for them. Here's another one. These are not in any particular order. This is a very common belief that happiness comes from the outside. Happiness comes through my body, so the objects, the things I own, my senses, or happiness comes from my relationships or my responsibilities, my job, my position in society or community, my title, my label. It can come from my story. Maybe I've had a lot of success in a worldly term. And I think that's the cause or the source of my happiness. But on a spiritual path, when we study what are the energies, the values, the virtues of the pure soul, happiness comes when I see my value. And it's not seeing my value with ego, like I am a professor, or I am British or Finnish. No. Happiness comes when I see how useful I am, how much people appreciate me. Not because I need them to say nice things, but I feel I've helped. And we have, all of us have a need in terms of feelings to feel appreciated, valued, respected. And it's quite normal. It's quite normal to feel good when I've done something that's good, not just for a short time, a limited time, but something that's like planting a seed that's going to be with someone for a long time. So I don't give happiness necessarily with physical things, just with my mind, by remembering them with appreciation or sending loving good wishes with my mind. And then I see my value. I can help. So happiness is not the only thing we look for out there. We look for love. We look for a sense of purpose. We look for praise because we want to feel valued. We look out there for wisdom, for knowledge. But actually, as spiritual beings, we have unlimited wisdom stored in the soul. So, exploring meditation, spiritual philosophy helps me recognize and shift from the self-limiting beliefs in gray to the positive beliefs in yellow. And those beliefs become things I actually know. I don't believe them anymore. I know them. So 3 more. Here's one. And this can come from religion. A lot of people I know who've been in the Christian tradition or Jewish tradition have felt, I don't deserve to be happy. Why? Because they feel they have sinned or they are bad, and that only good people deserve to be happy. So this is actually not true. This is very much a self-limiting belief. Why? Because as a soul, as a spirit, I'm as lovable as a young child. I'm immensely capable. I have all sorts of untapped strengths, talents, and spiritual skills inside me. And I have an intellect. And because I have that intellect that works with my mind, it can choose thoughts that make me feel happy. So I am lovable and capable, and it's my choice to be happy. If I am unhappy, that's also my choice. So I see I have the power to shift from that old belief to the new one. And I'll talk about where the power comes from shortly. This is number 6. Ooh, others won't like the real me. Some people think they have to put on a show, like an actor putting on a mask, pretending to be someone else to please other people, because they think if they know what I'm like, they won't want me anymore. They won't want to be with me. They won't like me if they think I'm not perfect. But this is a very interesting belief to replace that with. Other people's opinions of me reflect their character, not mine. And this is very deep, because I am looking through these eyes, but thinking on the basis of the impressions, the memories I've got stored inside me. My perception isn't true. So I can look at someone and think that they are thinking something or feeling something that they're not. I am projecting. I am deciding they are thinking this or they are feeling this, because if I was them, I would be thinking this or feeling this. So it's like we put our personality into somebody else. This is illusion. And it's very, very tricky. But spiritual knowledge tells me that actually, if I have an opinion about someone else, that's more of an indication of my thinking than anything else. Last one, and then we'll look at what we can do to bring our energy up. Here's one. Oh, I'm too old to change. Yeah, I've had these beliefs for too long. Yeah, it's too difficult. I've tried for years and I'm still blocked. I'm still locked. But no. Spiritual truth says this is the perfect time to change. There's no time like the present to put good thoughts into action. So I need to counter this negative self-talk or this heavy self-talk with positive self-talk. And this positive self-talk is coming from the philosophy of Raj Yoga meditation. It can help me see the goodness in every single spiritual being. and the goodness in the world. It changes my perception and I start to see things as lovely. I'm going to move quickly because we've just 5 more minutes of the talk part. I'm going to move quickly. The next 2 slides are a repeat in case I wanted to go back, but nice just to have a look as I unclick this cycle of consciousness. So I am a pure, powerful, capable, lovable, spiritual energy. And then create thoughts from that and experiment. This is a tool. Speak it to yourself, write it, draw it, dance it, live it, and store memories, experiences of being it. So again, the 3 sources of the self-limiting beliefs. And it's so tricky because we've been in these bodies, listening to them and feeling them and taking messages through them all our lives. Now, this is how I can shift my energy up. I'll just do this one last slide. In English, it works quite well because all the words start with C, and it's a spiral effect. And it's a little bit like a drill. You know, when you drill or use it, put a screw in. Yeah. So it's a very powerful tool. And one thing before I just go through this, I need to, when I'm thinking about locked doors, there are different types of locked doors. Some doors are locked from my side, and I may have the key. I can use the key if I have it. Some doors are locked from the other side. And with any blockages, it's my experience that I can try, I can do my best, but sometimes nothing happens, nothing changes. Excuse me. Nothing changes. And for me, that's like the door is locked from the other side. Time or a situation has to unlock the door. So I just need to be patient. I just need to get myself ready for the door to open. And this spiral can help me with that. The first C, courage. Sometimes we don't want to look because we know that we're not going to like what we see. There'll be some aspect of me that makes me feel uncomfortable. And so I need courage. That's the first step. So I need to prepare myself for the challenges. But the preparation is lovely because it's preparing me to unblock this blockage now, or these blockages now. But the preparation itself is ensuring that other blockages don't build up so strongly in future. So it's win-win. It's for now and future. So a very good investment of time and energy. So I'm ready. And if I don't feel ready, let me wait. Let me be patient and wait for the feeling to make my effort to unblock or unlock. Curiosity. This is a very healthy energy to have as a spiritual student. I want to know why you are here for this meeting, because you want to know how to unlock your inner blockages, or perhaps why they're there or still there. So this attitude that I am ready to research, explore new ideas and learn. This is an effort from me. I'm not sitting there waiting for the universe to give me the answers. No, I'm going to find out like a small child. The next one, connection. Now, this is where the meditation comes in. I connect, first of all, with that pure and powerful core of my being, the me that exists before beliefs started to affect me. I access my peace, my contentment and power. There are many other beautiful qualities. So connection first with my highest self, and then later in enhanced meditation, the connection with the supreme source. That's the next step. That's another talk. Now, next is creative change. Remember, the mind is creative. 1 thought, 2 thoughts, 4 thoughts, 16. So I use the energy of the mind's creativity to think how I can replace my habits of heavy thinking with new habits. The aim is to rise up above the blockage and go over it. Not stay down and try and climb it or break through it. So how can I do that? I can enjoy the process of thinking about that. Go back to the research. I can meditate on it. I can look for guidance from a source of truth. So creative change. Creativity is the opposite of depression. So if I'm feeling heavy and low, I need to create. Clarity. This comes from the intellect. I see with new awareness, and I find I understand myself more and more. I can see reasons why the blockages are there, but I don't feel bad. I don't blame. I see that, okay, these things have happened, and I'm going to be wiser as a result. I'm going to be more helpful to others because I have experience of this. So I look at it very positively. So this is the eye of the intellect, looking, the third eye. Looking, and that eye becomes clearer and clearer as I wash my intellect with spiritual knowledge. And I sort out what is true from what is acquired beliefs. So we're doing well with the C's here. We've got 7, but they don't necessarily link to the 7 key beliefs. Company. Now, we talked a little bit about self-talk. In my mind, I'm talking, I'm commenting. And if I talk to myself on the basis of my old beliefs, then I'm not good company. I'm not inspiring. I'm not sharing good, uplifting energy. If I talk to myself from my replacement beliefs, I am. But it's also important to look at the company I keep when I am at work, with my family, or on my own. Do I keep the company of YouTube or Netflix? Or do I keep the company of something uplifting? But people have a huge influence. Remember the roles and responsibilities, the relationships. So if I make a choice to be with people who are also working on unlocking their inner blockages, I can have spiritual conversations. We can help each other. We can choose to do things together that help. And as a result of these 6 things, there's confidence in myself as a spiritual being. So, I hope that was informative. The slides are available, and I'm sure they could be shared as PDFs if needed. I hope that you can see some tools, something to think about for yourself. Sorry, Mala, I went over time 5 minutes.
Oh, I think that we all love to hear this topic. It was very, very interesting. And it was so, I was thinking that this positive self-talk, how important it is, and to be around with positive people. And what I was thinking that the chase, like, I have all the time in the world. That was beautiful. That is my main key I'm going to take now. It was very, very nice. And if we go for there is some questions. If I read it here from chat, there is how can I increase courage to face my inner blockages?
That's a very good question. And for me, the C's in the spiral, they all link together. And my suggestion would be company. To talk to people who have been through the same thing, who can advise you. That can encourage you, give you courage. To hear people's personal experiences of success. That's one. If you are a meditator, then you can ask the divine, the supreme God, because actually God is there to give us courage, because we have to change back. Humanity is in a mess. The world is in a mess. There's so much unhappiness, so much fear. And there's actually a resource that's always been there. But just like I forgot my own self, my true self, I forgot the connection with the perfect teacher, friend, guide, parent. And meditation is just a connection of thought. And I can get comfort. I can get a feeling of companionship. So my suggestion would be to explore that. And if you are new to meditation, connect with the center and ask for advice. And I can guarantee you'll feel better after that conversation. Because the fact that you've had that question, how can I get courage? This tells me that you know it's possible to have more courage than you are experiencing. So you will be successful. You ask the question. We ask a question when we know there's an answer. And we want an answer because we know it's possible for me. So please do ask.
Thank you. There is some people who are asking about these PowerPoints.
Yes.
And Ella say that people will send them emails and Ella will send them for them. And my personal path has been in Brahma Kumaris now 1 year.
Oh,
and I can say that, thank you. And I can say that when you start to do new things like the morning meditation and studying the knowledge, it has changed my life so much. And there is so much we can find in peace. And when we find our soul, like you tell us in a lecture, it was so beautiful to hear these things and understand, and that there is beautiful and nice reason to meditate and study the knowledge. So if it's okay now, maybe it's time for the meditation.
Yes. Would you like a 10-minute one, or do we need to finish at exactly 6 o'clock your time? Should I do 5 minutes?
Maybe 5 minutes if what is okay. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So take a deep breath. and breathe out. Sometimes just breathing can help me clear a blockage. Breathing in, taking in that life-giving oxygen, breathing out anything that the body doesn't need. Let me take one more deep breath. And along with the oxygen, let me circulate peace. The invisible light of peace. And this peace permeates every living cell of my body. My body releases all tension, and I feel peaceful. I feel a little bit detached from my body, like that moment just before I fall asleep. Or in the morning, that moment when I wake up and I feel a little bit detached from my body. I have to think to start moving. This detachment allows me to come home to my real self in my mind, with my thoughts. I come to my inner space. This is a comfortable place where only I can enter. There is a locked door that can only be opened from the inside. Can only be opened by me. So no thoughts of anyone or anything can come in without my permission. Now I'm alone with myself. And rather than looking at the blockages and the difficulties and the old beliefs, I go straight to the heart of my being and that energy. Why? Because I don't need to manage my blockages one by one. Blockages are like shadows or darkness. But the light of my true being is all that's needed. No shadows can stay when there's a bright overhead light. Day comes when the sun rises. Nightness cannot coexist. So my effort is to explore my light, to explore my positivity, and to find the strengths I need. Pure love is a great power. The love of my highest self, or the love of the divine. This is such a pure power, it can change me. Not change me into anything new, but change me back into what I was. To know who I was and to know how I moved in the world is my journey. And meditation and the purest love of highest truth is the vehicle. All I need is a pure intention and courage. There is a saying, if I take one step of courage, I will receive 100 or 1,000 steps of help. Because it's time to change. It's time for humanity to move back into the light, to finish the habits of hatred, of ego, of separation. It's time to take that step of courage and move back into my light and power and share that with the world. As I work, as I interact with people in relationship, as well as doing all those things, I bring the pure energy of my highest being. And that energy from my soul touches their souls and softens everything with the pure power of love and benevolence. I bring my awareness back to this body and I send a wave of the light of appreciation and love to my body, this most remarkable and precious body. This is the body that's going to help me become very happy with myself again. Om Shanti. Om, I, the eternal living being, Shanti, peace. I am a peaceful being. And I'll go into the world now with the power of peace and a pure vision for a better me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth, so much. That was a beautiful, positive self-talk meditation, and now we are full of good energy, and we can change for the better person because we think we can change. Thank you so much of this beautiful topic all the way from Manchester. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a privilege to be invited, and congratulations to Mala.
Thank you.
Did a lovely job as MC. She
Yes.
took one step of courage.
Yes,
today,
definitely.
and did a lovely job.
Thank you. Thank you. So now in Finnish, ja